Hey everyone, so if you've ordered from us this month, you'll probably already know that it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we've been handing out leaflets in all of our orders. But today is extra special to me because we've got a really special guest in the office. She's not just my best friend's mum, really special to me as well. Jayne's here to share her story with us, and we want to use our incredible platform to raise awareness of checking your boobs and the importance of passing on the vital information to women everywhere. Jayne, thank you so much for being here and joining us today. For anyone who doesn't know you, can you give us a little bit of an introduction?
It's good to be here. And so I live in Shropshire. I have 2 grown-up children that you know very well. Daniel's 26, Claude's 22, my husband, our dogs, and a happy existence that I'm really grateful for.
So if you don't mind, are you able to take us back to the beginning? What were your sort of main symptoms and how did you find out that you had breast cancer?
I think I was a little bit ignorant to DCIS. Firstly, I'd never heard of it before. It was a shock to me. I went for a mammogram on advice. I was 53, and as you do, you go get checked. And when I was waiting for the mammogram, I remember reading on the wall DCIS, which was the first time I'd ever seen it or come across it. And at this point, I didn't know that I had got it. And I was reading all the things up and I was thinking, I did all those things. It was if you didn't breastfeed, if you took the pill when you were younger, there were just some points. And next thing I was in there having a mammogram, and they gave me a box of tissues. So a standard day out to, have a look at your health turned into quite a shock for me. And I hadn't heard of it before. It's known as ductus carcinoma in situ. And I was just in total shock. And I think, all of us never expect it to happen to us because I was fairly fit and healthy.
Yeah.
And if I hadn't gone and had the check, I wouldn't have known. And I didn't have typical symptoms. My breast I was very hormonal, so my breast felt different at different times of the month. Especially when it was my period, it was more, I would say it was more squishy, it was more lumpy, and it was very itchy, and it got very hot. And I remember thinking, my skin is really itchy, which they say isn't a symptom.
Right.
But for me, it was a sign.
Yeah.
And it ended up being, I think it was 75 millimeters, a tumour, which was quite large.
Yeah.
And then it was a calcification cells that spread all through. After a couple of biopsies, I found this out. And obviously it takes time to get a diagnosis, which I think for a lot of people going through diagnosis, the waiting time, I think sometimes allows to play with fear in your brain, makes the waiting time is actually worse than finding out sometimes what you're going to be dealing with. And I think it's really important to make sure that you've got the right person, the right surgeon, the right consultant that is going to help you with your best outcome. Yeah. And I went and researched and I found somebody that could deal with my particular diagnosis, because everybody that gets, most people that have breast cancer have lots of different types and lots of different situations.
Would you say that cancer has changed your outlook on life?
Definitely. I really struggled to accept that I had that though, because I had a mastectomy and I lost my nipple. And I had reconstruction that I am so grateful for. I suppose you do lose part of your body that, I loved my breasts, and they were quite special to me as part of being a woman. You get a bit of a wake-up call, and I don't want to waste any time. I'm very mindful to exercise. I want to stay fit. I want to make the most of the time I've got left and just live my best life, really. I just want to be with my family and my friends, the people that really mean something that I'm close to. I just want to make the most of every day. If you've got the chance of life, and so many people didn't make it, you need to live your best life, because not everybody gets that opportunity.
What advice would you give to anyone that's going through breast cancer at the moment, or cancer in general?
Do your research. Don't always listen to the first thing that you get advised on. I think, like anything in any job, in any scope, some people are going to know more than others. I think that if it's necessary, don't accept your postcode area. I moved from Shropshire to Manchester because it was better facilities, and consultation there for me was exactly the right path, and I got a better outcome. And I think share knowledge, talk, discuss. If I don't go out and I try to forget. This is behind me now, I've got my life back. But at the time, it does take over. That C word, it kind of impacts in your life, and it's not just emotionally. Some people, it can be financially. They can be struggling with work, having little children, running that whole thing while you've got something that's fearful. That's hard. I believe in sharing knowledge, and information is power.
Absolutely.
And the right, correct information has a really huge value.
What would you say that women can do to help raise awareness within their communities and friendship groups?
Talk, share. If they've had these experiences, be there. Make sure you go for mammograms, of course.
Yes.
I think diet, exercise, all those things are preventative, and checking yourself, making that into your routine.
Knowledge is power, and I think
that's it.
Being able to, share your story and what you went through will give so many other people the knowledge to be able to know that perhaps, I didn't know what DCIS was before you shared that. And I think a lot of people, some people will and some people won't.
And also, I think to understand that you can have an amazing surgeon out there that can actually use your skin, and you can have an implant.
Yeah.
And
because you didn't know that, did you?
No, that was amazing. He was like, wow, we have this for you. This is a solution, so you don't have to lose your body part. That was incredible to me. And it really has made a difference how I feel now.
Jayne, thank you so much for sharing your story with us and our community. We know that it will help so many people, and for coming here as well, because it's not an easy thing to share, and I know it's really difficult, but I'm really grateful for you to coming in. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.